Okay, guys, we are going to go over angle relationships and then how to find a missing angle given angle relationships. So the first thing I want to do is take a quick reminder and refresher over our angle relationships. So remember our congruent angle relationships, which means that those two angles are always going to be the same. Our alternate interior angles, an example of that would be A and A. Those are alternate interior, which means that they're on opposite sides of the transversals. They're not sitting next to each other, and they're in between those two parallel lines. Okay, then we have alternate exterior angles, opposite sides of the transversal, not sitting next to each other, and on the outside of the two parallel lines. Then we have vertical angles, which would be C. Those are across from each other on any set of intersecting lines. Does not have to be parallel lines. Vertical angles are always congruent. Okay, and then the last one is corresponding angles. That means they're in the same position on the same side of the transversal. So D and D, those are corresponding angles. Okay, now remember those four angle sets are always going to be congruent. So that means they're going to be the same. So for example, if A is 45 degrees, then this A is also 45 degrees. All right, then we have our supplementary angle relationships. Remember, supplementary means that they always add up to 180 degrees. So for example, A is our linear pair. Linear pair means they set next to each other and they create a straight line. So A and A, if we put those together, has to be 180 degrees. So that means if the A on the right side of the line is 150 degrees, this A over here would have to be 30 degrees because 30 plus 150 equals 180. Okay, and then consecutive interior angles, angles on the same side of the transversal, both are between the parallel lines. So B and B, those sit right next to each other. They're in between the parallel lines, they're on the same side of the transversal. Those are consecutive interior angles. And again, supplementary angle relationships always add up to 180 degrees. All right, so now that we've had that refresher, we're going to go over here and we're going to actually do one of those problems. All right, so this tells me, given that line M and line N are parallel, find the value of x. So what I want to know is how much is this angle right here? So I'm going to go over a couple things that I do know. So I do know that we are looking for this angle. That's what I want to know. Okay, then I also have that down here, I have this angle is 11 degrees. Okay, now the first thing I want to check is there a relationship between this angle and this angle? Okay, is it a corresponding angle? Is it an alternate interior, alternate exterior, vertical, linear pair, or consecutive interior? If you notice, these two do not fit any of those angle relationships. But here's what I do know. I do know that this angle right here and this angle right here are corresponding. So this angle has to be 11 degrees. Okay, and then I know that x and that 11 degrees sit right next to each other and they have to form a straight line. So that has to equal 180 degrees. So if I want to find angle x, all I have to do is take 180 and minus 11. And that is my answer. So angle x equals 169 degrees. Okay, so it's really that simple. You'll either be setting things equal to each other. So for example, if I was looking for this angle right here, I would have automatically known that it was 11 degrees because they're corresponding angles. All right, or I will be subtracting it from 180. Those are really your only two options with this. Let me know if you guys need any help or have any questions.